Again, welcome to JSP Software. In this lectures, we're going to discuss about some of the features of JSP, and also we are going to do descriptive statistics. For example, how to find the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, quartiles, interquartiles, how to get the box plot, etc. This normally covers chapter 1 to 3 of our course textbook. Now, this is again the JSP software when you start it. Again, this is a free software and it's very friendly and also flexible. So, for example, if you start the software and you want to include more modules, for example, I want to do machine learning or I want to do visualizing, modeling, I can click on the show module menu. When you click on the show module menu, it shows a lot of modules here. For example, we have the machine learning, meta-analysis, so many of them. So anything you want to do, most of the modules are here. For example, if you want to do a circular statistics, you can select on it. As time goes on, again, we're going to cover a lot of these modules. Right now, we are going to start with the descriptives. So which is already showing up in our menu. But also I'm going to include the machine learning. So here now, if I open any, again, this is a data analysis software, statistics. In statistics, our main menu or our main ingredients is data. We need data to perform our work. So to get the data into the system, we can click on show main menu and click open. And then if we have any recent file open and we want to open it, that's fine. If I want to open a new file from my computer, I'll click computer, then I'll select the location. The same thing if I want to database or open science, excuse me, open science framework also. Open science framework, you must have the account, enter your username, login, then you can get your data from there. In this section, I'm going to use again the data library. Normally, the data library comes with the software. Also, one thing, if you want to know if you are using the new version of the system, you can click on About, and that will give you the version. Also, it gives you an option to click to download the new version also. Yeah. So here to open a file, as we said earlier, we can also click open data and take JSP for spin. So I can click here to open the data, or I can click on show main menu to open our, again, data. So here I'm going to do a descriptive statistics. So I'll click on descriptives and open this first file. And here we can see we have the machine learning factor, etc. So here I'm going to click on descriptive. Now we know from our textbook somewhere between chapter 1 to 5, chapter 1 to 5, we learned about descriptive statistics. For example, what is a frequency distribution, frequency table, stem and leaf. These are our dot plots. These are all the tools we can use to organize our data. Then we come to how to find a central tendency, like example, how to find a mean, median, mode. Then also we talk about the dispersion or variation of our data. For example, how to find the variance, standard deviation, range, etc. And also position of our data, for example, the quartiles. We talk about Q1, Q2, Q3 interquartiles, and also the box plots, etc. So all these are the descriptive statistics, and we can do all in one shot, just very quick. Now, in our textbook, it took us 4 chapters in our textbook to cover all this. But again, it's good to know the theory before you start the practical, so in this case, the software. So as we said, the JSP, the first thing we need to do is to load our data. And then now there's a big difference in using the JSP and other software. Now with JSP, you can see that when we open this is our data. When we open it and we click on descriptive, which already, if I click again, I'll get a second. And we click and we have descriptive statistics. The next thing we need to do here now is just to load our variables. Here we have all the variables. So I click on extra. Now look what happened. That's our result. It's not like SPSS, etc., whereby maybe you have to click OK or you have to go to the menu and then do your selection. JSP is more comfortable. You open your file, you click any tags you want to do, you will see their variable data in your file. I mean, the variables. Oh, so now we load our variables and then we can see our results straightforward. Now, by default, we can see that the descriptive statistics here we have is only, they give us the valid, missing, the mean, standard deviation, minimum, and maximum. But let's say we want to find the mode, media. So in this case, we can click on the statistics here and we look for the central tendency. So we can include our mode, our media, and those are the three major central tendency. Now, when we go to the distribution section, we can also find out if our data had any skewness, whether to the left or right. We know the skewness in theory is normally the mean minus the media divided by the standard deviation. And the values will be from -3 to +3. So when it's negative, it means the media is greater than the mean, which means it is skewed to the left. Excuse me. It is skewed to the left. When it's positive, it is skewed to the right. So again, these are the concept of, again, distribution. So let's select the skewness. So we can see the result of the skewness is 0.452. It's almost normally, when it's 0, then it's normally distributed. So a little bit skewed to the right, but not that much. And also we can go to the dispersion section. This is where we can find the standard deviation, variance. Standard deviation is already checked for us, is 2.018. So for example, we can include the variance. We can include the range. In theory, range will be the maximum value among all the data minus the minimum value. Now, here also we can find the interquarter. We talked about that already. And then let's keep going. So again, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. Again, here we can find our quartiles like Q1, Q2, Q3. 25th percentile is the Q1. 50th percentile is Q2. 75th percentile is Q3. So we can see on the first group area is the sample size. If I don't need a missing value, yeah, the missing value is 0 because we can just remove it, so I don't have to see it. Also, I know the data is valid, so there's no need to check. I can remove that also. So it's up to you. You can add anything, you can remove. So this area is for the sample size. The next is the quartiles. Q1, Q2, Q3, the percentiles. Then we have the central tendency, mean, media, mode. We have the distribution, the properties can be skewness, kurtosis, etc. Then dispersion, variation of the data. So variance, standard deviation, minimum, maximum value. Now let's look at the minimum value. The minimum value is -1.6 and the maximum value is 5.5. So you can see that 5.5 minus -1.6 will give me 7.1 because range is the maximum value minus the minimum. So that's correct, etc. Now, next also we can add a basic plot like pie chart. So for example, we have a pie chart. We can also include the dot plots, which we discussed that already. So let's look this is our dot plot. Well, based on the data we have, there's no pie chart because we know pie charts have some percentage or some parts. So we'll try that one later. Then the next we have the customize our plots in softwares. So for example, if I need a scatter plot here, it won't work again because scatter plot need a minimum of 2 variables, X and Y to plot. And also, so the list keep going. Then we have tables like the frequency table. And that one also will not work well. But stem and leaf plot, stem and leaf table will work. So let's click on that. We'll see it. It's taking time. It should come. Okay, it's right here, up here. So we can see the frequency table not work. I mean, it shows, but there's no any result. There's no result because you have to be just more than one category. So this is our stem and leaf plot and dot plot. Now let's try and add one more variable to our, see if we can get the scatter plot. So let's include the group. So now we are dealing with 2 variables now. We find everything about the extra variable. We find the same thing for the group. So the group data, we were able to find the minimum, the range, the skewness, etc. So now if I go to the scatter plot, I should be able to get something. You have to see we are using both. It should be okay. So let's see. Okay, so now you can see now our pie chart came now because we have 2 groups. And also the scatter plot, we already selected it, so we can see it also here. So that's the scatter plot also. Again, as we said, anytime you want to copy, we can just click on the arrow, then we copy it, or we can collapse it also. Then I don't see it no more. Click on it. Then. So now, since we have 2 variables now, we can see the pie chart and also scatter plots. So that will be the conclusion of descriptive statistics. As we said earlier, also, if you click on the show major menu, you can add any majors here. For example, if I want to do mental analysis, I'll click here and it should show up in my main menu section. So again, see you in the next section. The next section will be the t-test. We'll go through the t-test. Thank you.